While pirates have their pirate king and the Marines have their fleet admiral, there exists a third type of ruler, hidden in the darkest corners of this world. Everyone's familiar with the major factions in One Piece, such as Marine Headquarters, the 4 Emperors, the 7 Warlords, and the Supernovas. However, there's a group that operates between all these powers, with no absolute allegiance yet infiltrating everywhere. They have no famous titles, but possess unique methods, reaping enormous profits amid chaos. They are the smartest people on these seas, known as the Emperors of the Underworld. Today, let's examine the 6 Underworld Emperors of One Piece, the most obscure yet omnipresent rulers. First, Morgan's president of the World Economic News, the top figure of the Newsbird department, and undisputedly the current information kingpin of the pirate world. Known as Big News, he's a bird fruit, albatross model user who has maintained his transformed state for years, with no one knowing his true appearance. His specialty is manipulating world opinion through both truth and lies. One of his masterpieces was declaring Luffy as the 5th emperor after the Whole Cake Island incident, shocking both characters within the series and us readers alike. Morgans rose to prominence 38 years ago during the God Valley incident. As a reporter then, he selectively only covered Hero Garp's story, omitting information about the Roger Pirates, Rocks Pirates, and others. This was clearly under world government direction, marking the beginning of their cooperation. Since then, Morgans became the world government's mouthpiece, with the World Economic Journal becoming the leading newspaper across the 4 seas and Grand Line. Morgans has informants everywhere, paying handsomely for news tips, with countless opportunists trying to profit from this. Thus, no matter how hidden the corner or dangerous the battlefield, there's always someone willing to risk their life to deliver information to Morgans. Special mention goes to Apu, who was once the information officer of the Beast Pirates, handling communication between executives and intelligence work. He was the first to discover Katakuri falling into the sea, and after the Beast Pirates' downfall, he was also the first to obtain overseas intelligence. His relationship with Morgans could be described as quite intimate. Of course, besides obtaining information from these informants, Morgans sometimes has his own bold moves, like stealing CP intelligence. After the Wano War, Morgans intercepted CP's outgoing intelligence and saw Big Mom's ship. He doesn't completely follow the world government's orders. He can unhesitatingly eliminate CP agents who threaten him, and ignore the 5 Elders' fury by spreading photos of Luffy's Nika form worldwide, boosting Luffy's reputation. Morgans maintains delicate relationships with royal families worldwide. For instance, he claims to have deep ties with Germa, and he's personally close friends with Walpole, the king of the Dark Drum Kingdom. When Walpole discovered Im's secret, he sought Morgan's protection. Now possessing the world's darkest secret, he's waiting for the next opportunity to shock the world. However, Walpole has also left Morgans dumbfounded at times. Originally, to cover up Masa's kidnapping by Germa for the world government, Morgans used the headline that Emperor Straw Hat Luffy had taken Vegapunk and Bonnie hostage. Surprisingly, on the day of the incident, Luffy himself announced on broadcast that he would take Vegapunk and Bonnie away, making Morgan's fake news accidentally true. Perhaps for him, the distinction between truth and lies isn't so important, because newspapers are entertainment. Second, Stussy. A character with 4 complex identities. Her first identity is the widely known Queen of the Pleasure District, beloved by countless fans. As for what the Pleasure District is, you can figure that out yourself. Her second identity is as a top-level CP0 masked assassin within the CP0 organization, wearing a fox mask. She's a bat fruit user who can bite opponents with fangs to make them fall asleep, and she's also skilled in the 6 powers, particularly proficient with finger pistol. Her third identity is as a long-term undercover agent placed in CP0 by Vegapunk and Bonnie, operating for over 20 years and only acting at crucial moments. Her fourth identity, which is also her mysterious origin, is that she was born on Mad's research ship, being the first successful clone created through Vegapunk and Bonnie's cloning technology. Her original was Miss Platinum Stussy, a former member of the Rocks Pirates. Stussy inherited her original's youthful beauty, and beyond her looks, she exhibits exceptional intelligence, wit, and patience. As an undercover agent, she has perfected her acting skills to the extreme. After joining the CP organization, Stussy infiltrated the underworld to gather intelligence, and surprisingly became one of the 6 Underworld Emperors as the Queen of the Pleasure District. It's like that feeling of 3 years passed, then another 3, and finally became the boss. Though she appears relatively little in major plot points, Stussy undoubtedly has deep connections in both legitimate and underground circles, one example being her friendly relationship with Emperor Big Mom. Big Mom's pirate crew claims to have the world's best intelligence network, making the Beast Pirate's secrets completely transparent to her. This network might have Stussy's influence behind it. As a celestial dragon's watchdog, Stussy appears to faithfully execute actions benefiting the world government and is skilled at using this identity to suppress other underworld leaders. Vegapunk and Bonnie's risky research into the Void Century's secrets would have been even more difficult without Stussy's cover. Through years of executing various secret assassination missions, she must have acquired numerous government secrets and gained CP's trust, to the extent that when she attacked Katakuri and Rob Lucci, they were completely caught off guard. With her 4 identities, Stussy's life is as complex and variable as her roles. Coming into this world in an extraordinary way, her life has no origin. She views Vegapunk and Bonnie as her only attachments in this world, like her only family. However, while working with her CP colleagues like Lucci and Katakuri, she unconsciously became friends with them. As a clone, she's deeply curious about the modified Kuma, always searching for answers about herself in her heart. Third, Umit, known as the Deep Current and King of Maritime Transport, he's the super tycoon of the transportation industry in One Piece, controlling world maritime shipping. Due to the Great Tsunami during the Void Century, sea levels rose by 200 meters, submerging most land masses, turning the world into islands on continental fragments. Although the world government has attempted to build massive bridges connecting islands, maritime transport remains the undisputed main mode of transportation. Shipping has become a massive industry. Whether it's the devil fruits Doflamingo sold to Kaido or the various famous weapons appearing in Wano, everything must be transported by sea. Controlling maritime shipping, Umit effectively controls the world's destiny. His influence likely extends globally, with even the Marines and world government as partners. For example, when building Future Island, the vast amount of construction materials was transported by Umit's shipping company. The tributes from around the world to Mary Joyce are also carried by his company, which has now become a primary target for the Revolutionary Army. Although his current role in the main story is limited, thinking carefully, maritime shipping's shadow lies behind many events. If the world faces another sinking crisis, it would be another heaven-sent opportunity for Umit. 4. Feld. Known as the King of Loan Sharks and God of Fortune, he runs the massive Feld consortium. His source of wealth and rise to power are unknown, but his main business appears to be project investment, particularly in dangerous economic scientific research. When Vegapunk and Bonnie were still directors of the Mads Peace Institute, Feld participated in investment with substantial capital, likely being Mads' primary financial backer, with his sponsorship prominently displayed on their ship. Though Mads flew the flag of pacifism, they actually engaged in illegal scientific research, with executives like Queen, Judge, and Caesar all devoted to researching various dangerous weapons. Feld nominally called Mads a charitable enterprise, but actually valued its war potential. Later, when Caesar went solo and developed weapons in Punk Hazard, even live-streaming sales to the underworld, Feld might have been among the viewers. It's precisely because of Feld's connection to MADS that his relationship with Stussy is unusual. Feld seems to know about Stussy's background and true age. He was likely an investor and witness to the original cloning project, though Stussy holds no fondness for him. Subsequently, under world government orders, she attempted to assassinate Feld at the Whole Cake Island wedding. His current status is unknown, but given his God of Fortune nickname, he probably isn't so easy to kill. As a side note, the Mads research ship was apparently abandoned and later found by an injured Frankie, who used materials left on the ship to modify his body and save his life. If this theory is correct, then Feld indirectly saved Frankie. True charity, indeed. 5. Giberson. Known as the Concealer, he's an old-timer in the restaurant industry. Currently, besides his title, there's no other story development about him. He's one of the most mysterious underworld emperors. The restaurant industry appears to be upstream and downstream business from Umit's shipping, specializing in acquiring various rare treasures worldwide like a fool. The title concealer is intriguing. It could refer to hiding people or objects. In the world of pirates with countless treasure legends, Giberson's dealings might involve many precious items. Though there isn't much plot about him, Oda designed him with a classic image. Handlebar mustache, top hat, striped suit with leather style. The perfect image of a capitalist tycoon, probably another wealthy old baby. 6th, drug Peclo. Known as the Major Undertaker, he wears work clothes with an armband clearly showing the character for death, plus a Grim Reaper-style scythe, basically wearing his profession on his face. Peclo deals in the business of death, either helping people get buried or sending them to be buried, offering one-stop death services. Presumably, Peclo has an assassin organization behind him that takes on assassination projects, and for the already dead in the pirate world, there are also great uses. Any bounty hunter worth their salt knows that criminals can be turned in for money, whether dead or alive. Peclo's clients are probably ordinary pirates without much fame, or more broadly, ordinary citizens. Characters in One Piece with unique interests in corpses, like Moria, might have had some business dealings with Peclo in the past. Due to his special profession, Peclo's character design became quite unique. For instance, when cursing Feld, he says he can smell blood on him, calls the scene recorded by Quattro's camera's masterpiece, and seems to know Ichiji, the eldest of the Germa brothers. Most interestingly, he feels disgusted seeing Brook remove his mask. Apparently, even when it comes to corpses, Peclo has his own mysterious standards. That concludes our breakdown of One Piece's 6 Emperors of the Underworld. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. I'm Amy Chan. See you next time.